Good morning. My name is Becky, Socks for Mom. I'm coming to you from Denver, Colorado on August 14th. And it's Saturday morning, and I'm here for a 2-week update. I just finished my rotation. Well, actually, my rotation ends today, and I might film the segment of what that one is a little later on so I could get as many stitches as possible on it before starting my next 2-week rotation. So if you're new here, welcome. I hope you will see something that will inspire you to pick up your needle and thread and stitch. So thanks for stopping by. Up next, you will see a preview of what I'll be talking about. I have 2 finishes today, FFOs, fully finished. Well, one is probably 98% finished and the other one is completely finished. So let me tell you about those. I just finished up Bless Our Land, which was in my patriotic 3-day rotation. I put walnut shells in it this morning. It's not quite as full as I like it. I like to put fiber fill in the tips here, and I was unable to do that. But I decided not to put any trim on it. I backed it. I do a seam down the back, leave an opening to stuff it, and this is French General fabric. So I really like this. So I'm glad I got something patriotic finished before, yeah, I'm like really fiddling with it, aren't I? It's because I'm trying to make it look square. Anyways, there it is. This is called Bless Your Land by Bless Our Land by Plum Street Samplers. I stitched it on 36 count Stars Hollow, I believe. And I put the date, 2021. I actually started this a couple years ago for the Texas cross stitch retreat that got canceled because of COVID. Rescheduled a couple times, and the last time they rescheduled it, I was unable to go. So it's really cute. So I finished that fully. And this one I showed you last time because I just finished it. This is a La-Di-Da piece by the pricking of my thumbs, Something Wicked This Way Comes. And I stitched this in NPI Silks. And had I to do it over again, I would have left a little bit more margin here because I wanted to put some black pom-poms around it, but that line wouldn't show if I did that. And see, I still need to stitch this up, but I'm at my daughter's house in Colorado and she doesn't have any black thread, so I will just have to do that when I get home. But this is fabric I had in my stash. So La-Di-Da, and this pattern goes out to whomever I draw as a winner from last FlossTube. I asked you to answer the question, how are your pots and pans organized? But I'll talk about that a little bit later in the giveaway. I'm also giving away a thread keep. which I neglected to bring here, but it's the needle worker. So those are my two fully finished items. When I finished Bless Our Land, I popped in the next WIP, Patriotic WIP, into that slot, that 3-day slot, because I finished Bless Our Land the first day. And so I just picked up a WIP that was in that bag that I started, I think, I was gonna do it last year in Mania, I think. It's America, the American Eagle. This is a Blackbird Designs pattern. And I have all the colors except the red. So I'm gonna have to rob from another project. It's from the book Sweet Land of Liberty by Blackbird Designs. And my friend Christina and I worked on this last year. I thought I had a whole lot more done on it, but when I pulled it out, I didn't have nearly as much. I think I may have changed to 32 count Confederate gray, and this is all I've done. I actually worked on this in the car, driving to Denver from Texas, and was able to get a little bit done. It's slow going, but it occupied my hands. This fabric here is a Blackbird Designs fabric I bought a long time ago. And I popped all my threads onto the thread keep I was using for Bless This Land. And this I will be giving away today. It's called the America. Land That I Love, I believe. So I will give you a question in a little bit to answer, so you will have a chance to win this. And the American Eagle, like I said, I've got all the colors except for the old red paint, which I have somewhere at home, I think. And it came with me in my Christy bag. Hi, Christy. That she gifted to me a few years ago. And I put on it a Martha thread keep. And I love this bag. It's so pretty. I love the inside. So that is what I worked in that slot. But I'm skipping way ahead because I had two pieces before that. Where's my book here? Hold on just a minute. I had to find my book of days, my 2021 book of days. That's kind of my show notes, since I don't really work from a plan when I do these. This is August, and I'm going to talk about these first 2 weeks here. So in my 5-day slot, the first thing I worked on was Frances Eden, which you guys know I adore. And Frances Eden is in a bag that I made for 24 hours of cross stitch, which I haven't done in a while. I need to. And I just blew up the picture from my pattern. This is it. And I just adore this sampler because I just think this girl had a vivid imagination. 1809, Frances Eden. She was 10 years old when she stitched this. And so I'll show you what I did. Sorry, I really haven't ironed anything. So I moved over to the left here, and I completed all the angels on this side of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And I did that pretty flower there, and I added that pink flower and that angel there. My black-headed angels. I did that little butterfly, and I did this square right here. And I also put the pink flowers up there and did a little bit more of that green cloud. So here's Frances Eden. And she got put away for a couple weeks until she comes up again. And I'm looking forward to that. 5 days on her. And I'm using all DMC, which is just perfect for her. And I'm getting redder and redder. It's really hot in here. Okay, so the next thing I put in the slot that last time was a new start. It was Though He Seemeth Sleeping, but that was just a start that I did together with my friends. I think we're all working on other things, but we did want to start that together for later on. So I plopped in that spot Sparrow, that thing on the wall, because I would like to finish it this year. And it's sitting in my Tulip Pink bag that I found at Hobby Lobby when I made it a few years ago. And it has on the back knowledge, which I think is perfect since this is an Adam and Eve and they ate from the tree of knowledge. So here is the overall picture. And my husband called this that thing on the wall when he wanted me to stitch it for our anniversary. He saw it in a shop in Johnsonville, Tennessee. And I was there to pick out an anniversary piece because it was our, 35th anniversary. So I guess I started this 3 years ago. It may be possible that it's older than that, and I started it for our 30th anniversary, but I don't think so. Anyways, I feel like I've been working on this a long time. So, what I was able to do before I open it all up is I worked on the bottom right corner, and I continued the border around, and I finished the bottom of that big flower there. And I just spent my time in here, and I met up a border which didn't quite work. There's how I handled the mistake. I'm hoping it won't be too obvious, but yeah, I was 1 stitch short. So that doesn't bother me. I'm not going to fret about it. So here it is. And I still love this piece so much. It's no longer a 1 thread every morning piece. It's just now in rotation. And I will work on it 4 days, once a month. And I'm sure as I pick up steam, I don't know, his eye is on the sparrow, and I know he watcheth me. It's very comforting to me. Now, I've got a question. This house is charted for this color right here. And when I went to stitch the rest of the house, I had to dig into a second skein, which was very much not that color, or it was very noticeable. So I had a couple friends that were changing their house to red, and so I ripped out and started doing that to mine. I'm seeing, oh my gosh, one of those houses is shorter than the other. Uh-oh. I think I may have just figured out a big mistake. Excuse me, I just sneeze. Anyways, I was telling my mom I had to rip out this big house here. And she said, why? I like it like that. So I'll ask you guys, should my house be all red? It's not red, it's mulberry, I think. But I'm gonna have to fix this house over here if it's too short. But, anyways. On National FlossTube, a problem is revealed. And you saw it here first. Okay, anyways, that's my question for you. Should I rip this out and make my whole house red? What do you think about a shorter house on that side? Should I just leave it like that? I kind of feel like I might, because that's life, right? None of us are perfect. So anyhow, that is his eye is on the sparrow, and I worked on it 4 days, and I have this quirky cow thread keep that I made for it. I'm using all the called for threads. And so that's what I worked on for 4 days. Let's see what I worked on next. Okay, next for 3 days I worked on Bless This Land, and I showed you that, and I finished it that first day, and I went ahead and started working on American Eagle, another WIP, and it will stay in that slot now. And then the next thing I did was the Schoolhouse Abecedarian, and that will end this whole rotation. I think I'm going to go ahead and show it to you. Because I read, when I was looking at the pattern, everything just fell on the floor. Let me get my glasses. I didn't put my glasses on because there was some glare from the side. And I do have the blue tint to protect from when I'm on screen. But I want to read to you the story behind the Summer Schoolhouse Lessons in Abecedarian series. And this is on the pattern. And here's the picture. Somehow I missed all this, but this is Brenda Gervais' inspiration for this. Inspiration for this series came from within the pages of a tiny antique book that I found one day while antiquing. It is a facsimile to the original book printed in the 1940s, a little pretty pocket book. is the oldest children's book in the Library of Congress collection and considered to be the first children's book in print. The book aimed to teach children the basics of the alphabet with short rhyming poems. The teeny book came with either a free ball or pincushion, depending on the gender of the child who received the book. A pincushion, my heart skipped a beat when I read that. Makes me wonder what the pincushion looked like, don't you? And she says you can visit her blog to read more, her With Thy Needle and Thread blog. But here's the little facsimile of the book, which I'm going to have to keep my eye out for that book. And let's see. Hold on. A lot of stuff fell on the floor, so I'm reaching down here to get it. Trying to find the picture of all of them together. But I finished the first pillow, lesson number 1, which I don't see anywhere around here. And I'm now working on the second pillow. And this is one way that she said we can display them, which I kind of like that. In these antique ball band jars with things. But I'm working on the second pillow. Actually, lesson 2 are both of these pillows. And I also noticed in the pattern that this is the Molly pin keep. I think that's what she called it. Sorry. I feel disjointed here, and I'm sure you do too. So this is what I have so far. I'm working it on 25 count Lugana. Mushroom is the color. And I don't have Peach with me, otherwise she would have a face. So I'm going to continue working today, this afternoon on this, and maybe hope for a finish tonight, maybe. We'll see. You may see it next go around. So this is the Summer Schoolhouse series from Brenda Gervais. And that, my friends, is what I worked on the last couple weeks. I did have a couple extra things that I worked on because I worked on Walter. Christine and I, Hollis Hands Create, my friend Christine and I have been working on Anne Thomas, 1854, on Wednesday nights. Both of us have had things come up the last few times, but I did get a few threads into Walter. My husband really wants me to stop everything and work on Walter full time, because this is his favorite piece right now, and this is my mom's favorite piece. So Walter has been affectionately called, oh, I'm saying Walter. Anne Thomas has been affectionately called Walter, which Kitten Stitcher, Teresa, called him Walter. I'm now thinking maybe after Walter Pigeon. Right, Christine? She texted me last night. She said she's watching a movie and Walter Pigeon's in it. But anyways, I love Walter. I tried to work a little bit on Walter this week, but it was on the day that we drove here from Texas, and I was so tired. Stopped a lot of times on this trip up, and my brain just didn't want to count. So I'm not sure where you last saw Walter, but he's such a handsome fellow that I'm sure you won't mind looking at him again. Oops. So here is Walter. I've moved over to this other side right here, and I'm working on that section connecting those two bunches of flowers together. And he's so pretty, and I think several of you have decided to join us, which I'm super thrilled about. Our hashtag is Walter Wednesday Sal. And make sure you put the Sal on the end, because there's other images that come up with just Walter Wednesday, and they're not of this pretty handsome bird. So there he is. I'm doing mine in NPI Silks. This is on 40 count Lakeside Lentil, I believe. Christine and I have decided we're saving the bottom part of Walter to do together, zooming to finish him up. So that is Walter. And now I'm going to talk about something else that I'm really into right now. If you have not watched the Mama Loves You GB floss tubes, you need to. Michelle is very inspirational, and it's just fun to see her neck of the woods. And I just really enjoy watching her. Well, she had a brilliant idea to make business cards, take a painting and put it on some business cards, and make those into thread keeps, and have a thread, I'm trying to think of what it's called, because every time I say thread keep, that's what I call the thread keeps that I make. But this is a floss card, and so I'm going to show you mine. I had some made up from a painting that I really love, which I have no idea where this is even from. It's just been saved on my drive for a long time. And these are mine. And so now I totally understand why boys used to like to swap baseball cards. Here's what I put on my back, the DMC number. Now Michelle has suggested swapping 25, but that's about 25. And I just think it's more manageable just to pop them in a card. So I'm doing 10. So if you would like to swap with me and you're participating in this swap, which anyone can do it, you just have to have your cards made up and post your picture under that hashtag. I have already sent out a couple, and I have 4 more that I need to prepare today to send out, and I'm swapping 10. But if you want to swap 25, I'm okay with that. I have another batch coming in because I noticed everybody else was making their photo on the whole card. But my first 100 are like this. So let me know if you would like to swap. You can instant message me on Instagram. You can send me a personal private message and just ask, tell me you want to swap, and we'll exchange addresses. Or you can, I'm not going to say contact me through this, because I usually check the comments just before I record, and I respond to everybody then. Fly in the house. So anyways, I'm really into this. People are coming up with really fun images, and I have 3 more that I have purchased the image to avoid copyright that I want to do too. So I think this is a lot of fun, and let me know. Okay, next up is the drawing. I put the numbers through the Floss YouTube comment generator picker thing. And the question that I asked you guys was, how do you store your pots and pans? And at the time, I was setting up my kitchen. It's still not all the way done, but I was just curious because I had a drawer under my stove, cooktop, and I wondered how you did your pots and pans, because I've never had a pull-out drawer like that under the stove. I've had pull-out drawers in my last house, but in another house, I just had a big cabinet that I put it in. So several of you gave me tips on how to do that, and I ended up doing it the way that I thought would work best, which is just the pots in there with the lids turned upside down on top. But I did take someone's tip in my laundry room. I do have 2 shelves that were put in that are way high up, and I did store my larger things like my Instant Pot and my wok and my panini press up on that, because this kitchen is smaller than any kitchen I think I've had, but I love it. I love the footprint of this house. It is smaller, and we are having issues getting some things stored, but maybe we don't need those things, right? We're at the age of our life where we very much want to downsize. So, why am I telling you this? Oh, because I picked a name, and that person has won the needle worker, which I'll put a picture in here because I didn't bring her here, but I will get her mailed out to you when I get back home in another week. I changed the shape of my needle worker. She's by far been the very top seller I've had, and I wanted you to see her full dress. So I changed her into a 1.5 length thread keep. So hold on a minute, and I will tell you who won that. And if that person would like the Something Wicked This Way Comes pattern, I'll send that to you too. Hold on. Okay, here is the winner. Sarah Pate Danielle. Thank you, Sarah, for your tip. Here is Sarah's tip. Well, so I have drawers below my counters. Did pare down to my favorite pots and pans and keep tops with their mates. Have fun. Love all your finishes and what you're working on. So Sarah, I will comment under your comment that you are the winner, and send me an email. My email will be down below, but it is socksformum@gmail.com. Send me an email with your address, and I will get this thread keep in the mail to you. And if you would also like this pattern, Something Wicked This Way Comes, or Something Wicked by Lottie Da, let me know. So thanks for participating. This next time, I would like to give away, hold on a minute, here it is. Since I showed you this, I would like to give away this America, Land That I Love. It's very popular. And I would like you to tell me, since this is a thread keep, tell me how you organize your, if you are, now let me think here. Tell me if you prefer working with cottons or if you prefer working with silks. Yeah, I think that's what I will do. I don't know if that's a very good question, but we're going to stick with it. So all you have to do is say silks or cotton. You don't have to have a complete sentence. You don't have to leave me a comment, but I will tell you, I love the comments. I love reading all of them. I feel so connected to you guys. I feel like you're my friends. And I'm even going to meet some of you at the Quilters Junction. I don't know if that's what it's called. In September, the retreat that I'm going to. So once again, if you're going to that retreat, let me know. I would love to meet you. So thanks for stopping by. Enjoy all your stitching. Look for joy everywhere you go. Try to find things that you're thankful for. I will say that I had planned to go out a lot here this time in Colorado. There were people I wanted to see. I wanted to go to shops. But Dawn and I, the way we measure how much we should stay at home is how the hospitals are doing, how much vacancy, how many people are in ICU, how full they are. And right now the Delta variant is pretty nasty. And I just feel like we need to be safe. We did get the vaccine, but I do believe we can still. What I've heard is 96% of people who've had the vaccine are not getting the Delta variant, but we can still be carriers, I believe. So to protect others, to protect myself, we're staying in and we're not getting out much, which means a lot of stitching. So that's fine, but I am kind of sad because there were people I wanted to see. So you guys take care. Stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, do all the things, you know, social distance. And I think that COVID is is going to be here for a long time because I do believe it's going to mutate and just different variants will come up. And like all things in science, they're going to discover new things. They will learn things, and it's a very fluid knowledge. I don't know how to say that, other than we should never base our information on something in the beginning because they're learning more and more, and that's just the way science is. There are variants. So you guys take care. I'm blathering on, and I really didn't want to talk about COVID. Keep a positive spin, right? Love you guys. See you next time in a couple weeks.